Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to a year of eternal love. This is review 2. This is our second review in the workbook for students. And we need to have a review because what A Course in Miracles is, and also this workbook for students, is the undoing of the conditioning of the programming that has happened. And so we have to keep going over some of the ideas we've already covered. It is a repetition of new information. So that must be done so it can absorb. Because what needs healing is the perception of your mind. So I will have a review right now, and there's special instructions for that. And review 2, we are now ready for another review. We will begin where our last review left off and cover 2 ideas each day. The earlier part of the day will be devoted to one of these ideas, and the latter part of the day to the other. We will have one longer exercise period and frequent shorter ones in which we practice each of them. The longer practice periods will follow this general form. Take about 15 minutes for each of them and begin by thinking about the ideas for the day and the comments that are included in the assignments. Devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly several times if you wish, and then close your eyes. Repeat the first phase of the exercise period if you find your mind wandering, but try to spend the major part of the time listening quietly but attentively. There is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. Realize that whatever form such thoughts may take, they have no meaning and they have no power. Replace them with determination to succeed. Do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and over all dreams. Trust it to see you through and carry you beyond them all. Regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. Refuse to be sidetracked into detours, illusions, and thoughts of death. You are dedicated to salvation. Be determined each day to not leave your function unfulfilled. Reaffirm your determination in the shorter practice periods as well, using the original form of the idea for general practices, in more specific forms when needed. Some specific forms are included in the comments which follow the statement of the idea. These, however, are merely suggestions. It is not particular the words you use that matter. And for lesson 81, which we're going over lessons 61 and 62, these next few lessons are reviewing a critical point in our time, space, mind, body separation. The tiptoeing of this incredible idea. And for lesson 81, our ideas for review today are: lesson 61 was stating, I am the light of the world. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world. Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Some specific forms for applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise might be: let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. And for the review of lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly ambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognition of what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that in the light, I will see it as it is. In specific forms for using this idea might include: let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose. For the insights of these two ideas, of these reviews that we have already gone over before, to the ego split mind, this sounds like a grandiose idea. I am the light of the world. But you see, in the oneness of all that we are, think of all the billions of stars that are illuminating in the sky. But your concept of separation of you over there and me over here is the reflections of the light of the same star. You don't have to understand every concept, every word of it right now, but let these be seeds in your mind of the truth and the oneness that we are. What this is doing is reconditioning our mind to love like God loves, to rewire our minds for unconditional love. And if we are all one, that is why forgiveness is your function as the light of the world, because the reflections of that same light is you in different forms. Do you feel that? Grievances that you hold to anyone? That is where your salvation will be found, when you learn to give true forgiveness to your brother. There is no one else to give it to. He is you. I want to thank you for joining with me today. This is a year of eternal love. I love you. And I hope you'll join me for tomorrow's lesson. And until then, God bless.